Ladies and gentlemen, this is a difficult moment for America. Today, we've had a national tragedy. Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and have ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act.
See the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the self-confessed mastermind behind the 9/11 bombings that shocked the world. Nearly 3,000 people killed in one afternoon, an attack that still scars many lives today.
I was photographing the burning building when EMT says, "Oh my gosh, look at that." And we started seeing people coming down out of the building.
You know, she kind of put it was, she was telling me that I was an effing terrorist, to go back and fight for ISIS in Syria, to stop praying to that piece of S upstairs, calling me an effing Ali Baba, saying that I was a dirty Muslim pig, and it just kept going on and on. Now,
He's a terrorist. Period. Right now. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear your mouth.
Oh, please.
I'm done with you.
State employee could face hate crime charges after throwing coffee on a Muslim man in a park.
The man recorded the encounter on his cell phone. Look.
The people you tortured are going to be an eternity in heaven. You are very deceived by Satan. Your mind has been taken over, brainwashed, and you have nothing but hate. Nothing but hate. I'm sorry. Hi.
Nicholas Cruz confessed to police that he was the gunman who shot up Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School here, killing 17 people. And now questions are swirling about whether warning signs were missed. And as we learn new details about the timeline, we're also hearing from one student who says he came face to face with Cruz just moments before the massacre. Student who says he came face to face with Cruz just moments before the massacre.
Let's go!
The gunfire lasted less than 10 minutes, but this morning new details are emerging of how the terrifying rampage unfolded. One student saying he encountered the shooter loading up his weapon just before the attack.
But to talk a little bit more about this individual, I read that he was saying that he was having voices in his head, or what we call command auditory hallucinations. That may be indicative of a psychosis or something like schizophrenia, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't know the difference between right and wrong.
In its dying days, ISIS fights to the bitter end. The small, remote, otherwise unremarkable Syrian town of Bahuz al-Fawqani on the banks of Euphrates River, where it is now finely cornered, reduced to a pinprick shadow of its former self.